Hello everybody, welcome to the sound test room. Can someone let me know that they can hear me okay and we can proceed? I think I should be okay, actually. I think you'll be able to hear me all right. Okay, so let me just see. Okay. Hello everybody and welcome to the sound test room. Today we are taking a look at Drambo and how you use the arranger. This thing here. So you create your project and you use the arranger to arrange your project. So that means you can you can build your song and stuff like that. So, but I'm going to do this from absolute scratch. So by default, you'll have 8 tracks here, and these they're not really tracks. These are where you put your instruments, and you can add more instrument tracks if you want to. That's pretty straightforward. If I get a chance, I'll show you how to do that, but I've already done this in another video on how to create extra tracks. But anyway, so in this first track I have put FAC drum kit, and if you're interested in the sound, it is drum bank number 7, one of the default kits. So if you like the sound of this kit, which is marvelous, you can use that. And then I have a barricade, TB barricade, just to boost the volume a little bit and provide some compression and limiting. But you can use any compressor or limiter you want. Okay, so first of all, we want to be deciding how long we want our first loop to be, sort of thing. So I'm going to tap on this little icon here, and you see it says at the moment it says 1 bar. I'm just going to times this by 2, and I'm going to have this little drum pattern run over 4 bars. So I'm going to times it by 2 again, so I've got 4 bars. And then in my in my tempo setting here, you'll see it says metronome is on when recording. So when I'm recording, I will hear the metronome, but you can also have it on auto, or you can have it off completely, or always on, but I like to have it on recording. And here is also where you can set Ableton Link to be on or off, sync to be on or off, you can sort your pre-roll out, have overdubbing on, and quantization. So I've got quantization on and overdubbing, so I can carry on adding stuff to the track if I want. Right. You'll notice now that there is 4 segments in this, and this is because we've set our bars to 4. If we to go minus back to 1, you'll see that'll disappear. Then you'll have 2, then you'll have 4, and so on and so forth. I think up to, I don't know, it might be 32, but it doesn't really matter. Anyway, here's the thing. We're going to record some little pattern in here. So if we press record, or if we press play, and we've got our counter tracking along here, so 2. And there's our track. So we can stop recording, we just hear the, and now I got that wrong. So just to be easier on this, I'm going to clear, actually I'm going to hold and drag and then clear it all. I'm going to do it again because my timing was absolutely chronic. So I'm going to do that again. So, oh, hang on. Wait till it comes back round. Okay. That'll do. Press that and it'll just play the pattern. Now obviously for the most part you're going to want another instrument. Now the difference is here, this is where you're adding your instruments, okay, not arranging your song. So you can add your instruments before you do anything else. We're going to add in we're going to go to track 2 here, which is adding another instrument, and we're going to add some sort of bass. So we tap on this little plus button, and here we choose what we want to add as an instrument. So we can either go to generator here and add in an oscillator or a sampler or a flexi sampler, or we can choose a preset or an audio unit. Well, let's go to our instrument rack, which is the internal instruments here. And we'll go to factory and we'll go to instruments here, and we'll choose an instrument from the factory sound bank that comes with this. So we'll go with FM bass because we want some sort of bass. And now on track 2, okay, so that's fine. Close that now. Now on track 2 here, I have this FM bass, and I'm going to, oh, thank you, RPJ, brilliant. I'm going to add some bass in, but first of all I need to make some adjustments to the sound. Maybe I'd like it to be a little bit louder, so we can turn up our master here, and we can even, you know, adjust our sound. And if we want to add some effects, we can have this little plus button here, go to processor, and we could add some effects in. We could either go to an audio unit. So let's, for instance, we could add in any of our audio unit effects. Let's add in something from here maybe then. So let's add in a black hole for, and now we've got that. And let's go and make some adjustments to this. Okay, and now I want it to be a little bit louder than this, so I'm going to add in a smooth compressor this time. So I can search here, smooth, and this is an AUV3, so we can okay. So now I've got my compressor in here and my sound for my bass. I'm just going to go down, and I'm going to record that in a little bit less of the old size of the actual reverb there. So nice, right, okay, that'll do that. So we can close that, and now we can play our track. You'll see I'm only going on 1 bar, so I'll set my bars to maybe 2 bars. I don't need like a really complicated bass line. And I'm going to switch on record. Okay, cool beans. But again, I don't really like that, so I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to select all of this and clear it and record it again. Okay. Okay, that'll do for now. So we want to kind of start to add more stuff in, but we want to be looking at a kind of an arrangement. And this is how you do your arrangement. You tap on this little button here, and this will take you to your arranger view. You see, like this. Just close that down like this, or you can open it up like that, and it'll fill up the top part, or close it down. Do that. So it's just the matter of how you want your screen to be shown. So, you know, so you'll see here we have our little arrangement. Number 1 here like this. And if I press play, you'll see it here tracking across. And I can choose the different patterns, instruments here. And I can right, for instance, I could put a blank one in, another blank track, and start again, or I can just duplicate this and it will repeat, and it will repeat because I have loop switched on here. Now if I switch loop off and switch time on, what will happen is it will play the first one, then jump to the second one, after it's completed its time. And of course they're identical. So now we're on number 2 here. Let's loop that so it stays on this and doesn't jump backwards and forwards. So when it's completed its cycle, it won't jump back to number 1. And this time, let's go to our drum pattern and let's go down here. Let's open this up. So now we can start to add stuff to that pattern, and we're on track 2 sort of thing. We're on scene 2, if you like. So you've got scenes. So this is scene 2. So if I play along, okay, so I'm just going to record in some extra bits. Have a look at our arrangement. Let's switch loop off so the time jump back to number 1, and you'll see we're with our original drum kit now. I'll say now maybe we want to add another instrument in, so we go to track 3, which we know is blank. We can also just open up our thing as well if we want to. It doesn't really matter. And now we can add another instrument here. And let's add another audio unit. So we'll go to generator, which is the thing that makes noises, and we'll go, like processors are your effects. So let's do this. So open this and let's go and find maybe a piano or something. So I'm going to try with that new pure upright. I can find it here. There we go, be here somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to try this new pure upright from E Instruments, and hopefully, there you go, it's loaded. And to sort stuff out here, we can go full screen with this. We can open this up. There are ways that you can, right, if I go like this, for instance, if I close this locks it into place. Or this one here minimizes it, and this one here makes it a free floating window. So there's different ways that you can control a UI sort of thing. I'm going to make some. I'm going to go into. Now, Drambo is very careful with your ears, so you usually have to add some sort of compressor in. So I'm gonna just add in another processor. I'm gonna go to audio unit and add in I can search for it. I'm gonna add in another smooth compressor. So, and now I can have a jammer along. Now, I think that here I could then duplicate this again and be working on this track where the piano could come in. So I'm starting to arrange my track sort of thing. So let's just play. And I'm pretty sure it was D. Now you'll see I'm only on 1 bar, so I need to make this 4 bars for this to work. So or whatever it was I was doing. So I'm gonna tap on this and increase the bars to 4. Okay, so I'm about to play along again. So. can see it, you see where I'm on the right track. Now, here's a good thing. I've recorded it accidentally into this track, so I'm going to just swipe up. Oh, no, I'm not going to swipe up once I've selected it and just delete it. Make sure I'm on here and I'm on loop. So you have to be aware of the time and the loop, so you don't keep dropping backwards and forwards, otherwise you'll get confused. Like things like that will happen. But now I can quite happily just record this. So okay. Now I'm just going to go to my drums. That's too loud, so I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to go into FAC's mixer. And the piano sounds okay, but here's the thing now. We can go into mixer view here and do our mix manually. That's this little button here. Let's look at our arrangement. So let's look at this first one. Let's make sure that we're on loop. So, which is just that bass and basic drums. Maybe you want that to play for longer than it is. And don't forget, at any time you can go back in and add in other instruments that you want to add to the first part. Maybe some ornaments like cymbal hits or stuff like that. But long hold this and release, and this will show you. So we can rename all this stuff now. So I'm going to call this one intro. And this is where you can arrange. This is how the arrangement works. So we're going to press enter. So now we've got intro here, but I'm going to long hold again, and you'll see it says repeats, and you can have steps per beat, and you can insert, duplicate. You can copy this pattern and paste it somewhere else, or you can remove it completely. Okay. So to access this stuff, you basically long hold and release. Repeats. I'm going to have this repeat twice. And then after it's repeated twice, as long as loop is not on, it's going to swing over to this second section. So let's turn loop off. Make sure our little clock icon is still switched on. Press play. It's going to play this first one, but it's going to play it twice now. So it's going to play it again. And it's going to jump to second C. Let's put loop on. You maybe want to do the same with that as well. So long hold and release. Have it repeat twice. Let's switch loop off and it'll jump over to the third one. After it's played twice, of course. Okay, loop. Now, definitely, what I'm going to do with this one is let that play once. I'm going to duplicate this track I'm going to make sure I'm selected, and I'm make sure I'm on loop. So I'm playing scene 4, and I'm going to go and add in another instrument, some sort of lead instrument now. Okay, so this plays twice, exactly the same. This plays twice, exactly the same. This plays once for 4 bars, and this will play once for 4 bars, but a lead instrument will come into it. Okay, so we just need to find something that'll do. So for this one, I'll obviously go to generator. I'm going to go to instrument rack, and I'm going to go to factory instruments and choose this April pluck, which is a really, really nice sound. Okay, so once you've got your sound in there, we can close this. This is our sound for instrument track number 4, and we're messing around with scene 4. So we can play. So something simple like that. So all I'm going to do is hit record. Again, mistake I've made is the fact that this is only 1 bar long, so I'm going to delete it, tap on this because I want it to be 4 bars long for that little bit of. You can have it longer, obviously, it doesn't matter. The scene will play for the longest bar, the longest like slot, if you like. Okay, so let's close this so you can see. We'll just jump in. Let's have that repeat twice. Okay, so let's have this one repeat twice. And as an arrangement, just let's see what we've got now. We've got this kind of we can rename this now if we wanted to. So let's say oh right, okay, let's call this pre-verse, I suppose we could call it. So we can enter that now, and as goes pre-verse there. And then this one, we could call this one verse int. Okay, so because it's not got the melody. And then we could call this whatever we like. We could call it like, let's call this V melody. So VE mel. Okay, so verse melody sort of thing. Enter. So now we're naming our tracks, and we're going to be able to kind of keep track of what we're doing. So let's go back to intro. Let's switch off loop. So we're just on our time. So what's going to happen now? It's going to play through. You see it jumps back to the first one. Because we're on time. What you'd want to do if you wanted it to end is you would just literally add in a blank scene, and then just stop it, and it finishes. However, I'm going to add in this blank scene, and I'm going to call this blank scene kind of bridge. I'll call it bridge. So bridge. Okay, oh, not that dog. Bridge. So now we've got bridge, and I'm going to go here. Now I'm going to use my drums and I'm going to set my pattern to 4 bars for the drums. So remember, I've gone back to I've gone to the mixer view by hitting on the main, but I'm going to go into drums here, and I'm going to go back to my I'm on loop mode, so I'm not going to go away from the bridge. I am going to set a length of 4 bars for this. So there you go, 4 bars. We're on the drums, but we're on scene bridge now. Okay, so we can, I'm going to loop so it's not going to move anywhere, so we can do this. So I'll just record in something for 4 bars. So I could use any of the other instruments, or I could add some others in. So I think we could add in some sort of effecty type one. So we'll bypass our April pluck sound and go to number 5, which is another blank instrument slot. And let's add in, I don't know, something like, we could add in an audio unit this time. Maybe add in, let's add in, let's add in sample whiz. Wait till it loads. We can stop that actually. So, and go in here, and I'm gonna go find something in my pack. So yeah, I'm going to use that. I'm going to go in here and go to general and okay, awesome stuff. I don't think it needs any other effects neither, so I'm just going to I'll just quickly record something like that. I'm going to set the bars. You see, remember to set your bars, because you can set your bars independent per track sort of thing. Okay. Go to our arranger again. We got our arranger. Let's duplicate that. Make sure we're looped. And let's go to our piano track. Okay, so remember, again, I'm going to need more. Or am I? So let's see. Yeah, I'm going to need at least 2 bars here for this. Again, if you want to move around, 2 fingers, so push up and down. We'll call this bridge 2. I'm going to duplicate again. I know, add a new instrument, completely new instrument now, some sort of pad sound, you know what I mean? So what's on this one? That plug, and then that's our bass. So we're going to go to track number 6, which we know is empty. And because we're using an instrument, I don't really need to go back to my, pad view here. I can stay on the scene view. Going to make sure that 7 is selected and that we are on loop, so it stays where it is while we're putting our track together, sort of thing. Okay, so I'm going to add this now. I'm going to go into audio units and let's go and add in excuse me, let's add in something like, let's try with something from VHS Synth, shall we, which will be down here somewhere. Right, yeah, I'll use VHS Synth. God, here we go. So I'm going to add in VHS Synth from Audio Kit. I'm going to open up, find a sound. So okay. Make a few adjustments. So now we'll have okay, so I'm going to record this in. I need to set my bars. Okay, so, and then of course we want to be giving this a name. So let's see, we could let's just call this chorus just for fun, to save time, of course. So we've got this, and we kind of maybe want it to play twice. At some point in the future, you could go back in and add more instruments as a lead or something, you know what I mean? So he's not well. Lady Aptitude, he's not well. Right, so we've got this kind of thing going on now, and we can go into our mixer anytime we like it. Well, we can actually get to our mixer just by tapping where it says main, but on our track here, so main and play. Do a bit of mixing. Okay, so now we know where it says VE with melody, this one. Let's long hold this now. So let's move this up a bit. And let's see what you can do here. So we're going to copy. So I've copied this. And now I'm going to just do this plus a long hold and then paste it in. So now after this chorus section, you see I've copied and pasted my thing here. And you can, I think, rearrange this stuff like this. But maybe I want my my bridge part, the part that's this verse initial. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to hold this. I'm going to copy. I'm going to move this up here like this. Add a blank, long and release, paste, and then I'm just going to long hold and just drag that and swap the positions of the verse in it. So awesome stuff, cool beans. And now hopefully this will sound okay. So it should go from chorus back into the verse in it. So let's make sure that time is off this time, but time is on, but loop is switched off. And we're starting from here. So it's going to go straight now to chorus after this intro bit. And then back to where it was. So you see, arranging your scenes, and anytime you can go in and like, you can like mute certain sections, like by dragging down, that will actually mute it. When you slot like this, it will mute the actual, just the actual part of it, you know, it'll just mute the track. So yeah, awesome stuff. I've done something here with the blinking, what's it, so. Oh, there we go. So also let's just check. Yeah, back to normal. So guys, really, I mean, I'm really very warm, so I don't really need to go in any longer, but I will play the arrangement. And you're seeing the arrangement as a whole thing. If we go to intro, the key things to remember are that if you want to stay on the one thing, make sure loop is on. Now, if you've only got one scene, that's not going to make any difference. It's just going to, but this was how to arrange your track sort of thing. So there you go, how to arrange your track. Now, if you want them to change over in time, if I play this now, it's still going to change to the next track. Watch, when it's played it twice. The difference is that if time is switched off, it means you can just immediately jump around. And now you can mix and match if you want to. So we're going to select group one. I'm gonna, so like you can, if you had a load of these, you could do like you know, you could swap out different patterns, different scenes, just like you can with Launchpad or something like that. So something flying in my room, looks a bit deadly. Anyway, so yeah, you can like set it all up like that, or you can just arrange it as a song, right? Okay, so right, we're going to switch time on. It doesn't really matter for playing the song, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a blank at the end, okay? And I'm going to set this blank to play twice, so it gives me time, or you time, or whatever, to end your track. Or once it's exported, it will have this blank at the end as well. Now, of course, you can set up a blank at the beginning, but there's no real point. Anyway, here we go. So we're going to start with the intro. We're going to make sure time is on or off. Doesn't matter. That's only if you're going to be jumping around. It doesn't matter for playing the song. And then what we're going to do mainly is just save. So I've got this, this is called arrangement. So I'm just going to hit, where is it? Maybe not, it's not save. Yeah, I'm just going to hit save. So a file, yes, I'm going to overwrite that. File's done. So now I've got this saved, so I can come back to it anytime I like. Guys, thanks so much for joining me this evening, where we took a look at Drambo, how to create a track, a basic track with some AUV3s and internal instruments, but mainly how to arrange it in the arranger and how to get the arranger to play as you wish, like the amount of times, the amount of steps, and how to set the bars for each instrument track. A quick tip as well before I go, if we go back to our, if we go back to our screen view here, right, oh, hang on, let's go back to our mixer view a sec. Sorry, here. God, Doug, what are you doing? Right, I've no idea what I'm doing here, right, so I'm completely lost. Why isn't it showing me my mixer? It's showing me like, oh god, that's why. So anyway, we have these, the mix for the tracks. If you want to duplicate something, or you want to create, if you run out of tracks, right, because your default is 8 tracks, see, 8. Here's what you do. We know this is a blank track number 8. We know there's nothing in it. Long hold this, right, let go, hit copy, right, then move where it says A, these are your sends, just move it to the right and you'll see a little plus will appear, and at the bottom there is paste. Oh god, what have I done? Right, and you'll see now it says number 13. Why does it say number 13, you may say? Right, because it goes 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 as a master, 13. So all you need to do basically to keep a track of this is just rename this to 09 if you want to keep it kind of done. And now you've got number 9, or number 9, doesn't have to be 09, of course, it can be anything you like. So now you have 9 tracks and you could add more instruments in. That's neither here nor there. Right. So right, hang on a minute, I know what I'm doing wrong here, so I'm just going to do this. Go back to here and then go here and then do this, which I'm oh my, do that, and here's our track again. I'm going to expand it full screen. So many little buttons to remember, press, and when you don't use it every day, you know, this is the kind of things. However, I'm all right. So what we're going to do is play the track through, guys, and it should be a little break at the end. See, oh, I'm never out of control, just out of my mind, mate. See you all later. If it's this or tomorrow, I ain't streaming.